these guys got to say?
Well, I disagree with your basic assessment of the facts. No, I understand. Thank you for your time. That was the Honorable Naomi Kushner. And what do we think about Judge Kushner around these parts?
Left-wing hack.
Yes, the good judge won't give me a no-knock warrant for known associates of Nelt's. And that's just fine.
War games, war rules.
Captain Dawes,
Mendoza, the three of us are a tribal council. And I'm very aware that we're having problems with one of the members of our tribe.
He didn't take the money.
You were testing me.
Well, we had to know if we could trust you. You know, from the very beginning, your partner assured me that we could. Now, you said that Nelt's was talking about a deal with Stoddard.
Yeah, he sure did.
Well, I need you to go back to Nelt's office and get me something I can take to Internal Affairs. I realize that a hurricane's incoming, detectives. But this can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Well, that went well. And of course we totally trust them, don't we? Yeah.
Jesus!
CSI's already been through here. What's the point?
Well, they weren't looking for evidence against Stoddard.
Look, we find anything, we go directly to Dawes. This goes to Internal Affairs. Dawes can't control what happens.
You do trust Dawes, right?
Stoddard going down doesn't look good. For anyone.
Stoddard's dirty. You know it, I know it.
I'll keep watch out here. You go inside, find the evidence we need to take him down.
Gladly.
Hey, I'm gonna look around the building, maybe poke through the trash.
Good idea. Just stay in touch.
So when I was recording this episode, I was a bit... I stood still for a while actually, just because I was noodling. But when I was recording this episode, it was a bit...
Look out for each other.
I'd lost this track of the story. Not that I forgot what happened, but I lost it. I was like, I genuinely do not know where this is going to go. Like, is my partner an asshole? Is she not an asshole? I mean, at the end of Gator Bait, I was like, she's an asshole. She's a total asshole. Then it turns out that she's not that bad. Actually, she's all right. And it turns out they're testing me. I was like, you're toying with my emotions, you bastards. And I don't know what the characters are going to do. I mean, now at this point where I'm recording, I know what they're going to do because obviously I record first, then I talk and narrate afterwards. That way, I can always say delete out an audio chunk and I can re-record over it without losing footage. Because it's a damn shame. Because I used to do it with Far Cry. That's why I started doing this. On Far Cry, I would literally record and I'd be like, yeah, and I'd say something bad. I'm not going to list anything because then you'll know what sort of terrible person I am. But I say something that I didn't want to say, or I wish I hadn't said, or I regret, or could have a bit of a backlash, or just most of the time it's actually story spoilers. And obviously I had to dump the footage because it was attached to that footage. It was that, or I had to dump all the. I just literally just mute the footage, and that doesn't really fit in, does it? You know, especially along times of some dialogue I did was me retorting to other characters talking to me, like if Spell was there giving me grief for not siding with him, then I'd be there like, yeah, ponytail, fuck. But then I'd say something unacceptable, and I'd have to dump the entire lot. And yeah, anyway, that's why I do this now. But I mean, the characters on this, I don't know where they're going to go. I mean, obviously we've got Khai, who is Khai. She's awesome. She's the Asian lady who's in Wolverine with the big claws. Like, obviously Wolverine's got knives. I mean, they are knives. They're not really claws, are they? But I suppose they could be. I mean, we obviously call him Wolverine because obviously they're like he's a savage little beast with claws, like a Wolverine. But it's three knives. And so this woman literally had like giant nails, like that actually attached to her fingers, and that was her. That's Khai. Nick Mendoza. I'd never seen the character before, and then the other day I was watching like me and Vampire watch shit films. Like, we talk about shit films like Sharktopus, Sharknado, Sharknado 2, the Anaconda programs, Anaconda movies. All these really crappily made thriller horror films that you just sit there and don't get scared at, you just laugh because they're so bad. You got Crocodile and things like that. And was that was Anaconda 2, Hunt for the Blood Orchid, and Detective Mendoza is in it as one of the main characters. He dies about two-thirds into the film. Like a giant bloody snake steals him out of the water and just shakes him around and goes mental with him and starts doing some death rolls as if it's a crocodile. So I mean, you figure it out. But yeah, Mendoza's in it, and I'm sat there looking at it going, I'm sure that's him. Vampire hasn't yet played this game, and I kind of want him to just for the sake of sharing the experience I'm having. Originally, I didn't want to oh, we're gonna have a little bit dull in a second. But originally, I didn't really want anyone else to get this game with me. That's a lie. Originally, I want everyone to get the fucking game with me, so I had people to play it with. But now I wouldn't recommend anyone of my friends list gets the game like that because ultimately people like TB and that are right. I mean, they went over the top and they really sort of scolded this game over, like more than I recommend was sensible. But I wouldn't say it was like reasonable the amount that people bollocks this game. But ultimately, if you do have the money to buy this game, then I'd say buy Battlefield 4. Buy all the DLC for Battlefield 4. You'll still spend about £5 less, like $8 less, and you'll have just as much fun. The story's good, and the online's better. Frankly, I mean, there's more weapons, there's more maps, there's just more. Generally, there's more. This was fun for the small things, like when you want to leg it around and chase people on zip lines, and you want to like parachute in with Uzis and shit. But I mean, that's not impossible in Battlefield 4. It's just Battlefield 4, the way the map's laid out is obviously a more military-focused map. You have got tanks on Battlefield 4. As for on this game, the biggest thing you have is a petrol tanker, which does explode, by the way, so you don't want to be driving one of them things around, really. But I mean, it's fun, but it loses its novelty. It loses its novelty really quickly. So I wouldn't recommend anyone buys this game for the online or the story alone. But if you did have friends that played this game, like say a few of your friends have already got the game, or you're looking at buying a new game because you've already had Battlefield 4, you want to try something new, by all means, get this. It is essentially just a reskin, but you can have a lot of fun. Right, I play with a couple of the Scottish guys, right, and we've had great amounts of fun. Me and Ray play together mainly, and it's all good. It's really good fun playing online. Right, the story, like the game modes of like you grab cars, you just literally drive around, and the cars are control points. I mean, it's all good. But you couldn't no life this game. Like Call of Duty, you can go on, you can literally just grind after grind on that game. Like game after game, you just go through and you just stick at it. I cannot do this with this game. There's bound to be people out there that can because they want to or because somehow it's really important to them. But I can't do it, so I wouldn't recommend this game for that purpose. Anyway, get back to it because these guys are talking. I'm just talking over them.
Nope. That's why I got the warehouse's address.
It's worth a drive-by.
Just to clarify, they're trying to find leads on those people, and they found those dolls over the office, and they figured out that those dolls come from only one location. Therefore, they're going to check out that location. There you go. Load, 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 load. We are still loading, 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 loading. Load, 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 load. Why is this loading slowly? I'm starting to get the impression I probably should have just like cut this section out and yeah. Oh no, we're back. Awesome.
My advice? Don't go in through the front door.
Your starter comes out without me. Assume the worst.
I always do.
Right, ignoring her for the second, but yeah, I'm going to save some time by skipping past all the times that I died trying to do this section. I died a lot trying to do this section because I did stupid shit like that. So we'll go for a quick reload. No, I was running in basically with the pistol and I was trying to do decent arrests. Because obviously you get more points for doing arrests, so I want to try and get a few more points so I can get more attachments for weapons and ultimately play the game a bit more stealthily. Because I mean, these guys are blatantly meant to be quite cloak and dagger. I mean, not quite assassins, but they're obviously meant to be out of sight and being a bit sneaky beaky. And I'm not able to do that when I haven't got silencers on most things. Like, I've got the silenced pistol. I mean, ultimately, I don't need silenced. I don't need silenced sniper rifles if I really was just doing detective work. But this game's obviously a battlefield game and requires that you be military trained, despite being a policeman. So yeah, that's cool.
Right. Just stay in contact.
Lousy time for
I keep cutting her off so badly. I really need to not do that. But no, cool. So I leveled up, and I'm now level 7. I was originally level 6 when we first started this one. I might be level 8. Whatever, I leveled up either way. And I lots of new weapons that unlocked, so like new skins, attachments, and scopes, and silencers, and all sorts. So that's good stuff for me, okay? So this section here, I try to do stealthily. I do this whole leaping onto the bin, which, like, that's a super leap. I probably should turn around and show you the area, but I decided to go up there like I did last time and confronting the guy face to face, that I was going to just snipe him and get on with it. So I failed this section here about 4 times. And this is canted sights, by the way. I was meant to actually mention that when I chose it, but yeah. Canted sights basically does that. It sets up another set of iron sights on the other side, like off to the side of your your zoom scope, magnifying scope. Yeah, that one there. Sets up a second set of iron sights so that you can always just scope it, like use that. I don't know, it's better for close range. That's what I should be getting at, but I'm doing a piss poor job of doing. But I failed the area because I kept running in, literally trying to arrest everyone, and now I'm just like, fuck it, don't care. The game actually kind of tells you not to do it as well, because any second now, I'm pretty sure Khai goes, remember there, the words I'm looking for here. Basically, it's a case of, oh, remember, mate, you said these guys, don't bother asking for ID with these guys, or don't bother trying to make arrests. And it's basically a case of just go in and kill everything. But I was like, no, I can do this. I'm a good cop. No, I'm not. I'm shit. I'm shit. I nearly got us killed. This is cool though. Alarm systems. You have to run around and kill alarm systems like you would in Far Cry. That's cool. I like that. It's probably like in this own. It's probably only in this one mission, but I still like that. Ah, that cap thing pisses me off though. The fact that only one person looks for caps. I can't remember. Did I actually? I think everyone's actually after me at this point. I run away because no one's anywhere near me, but I get up and around the other side of this wall, like just over there around that corner, and I'm like, ah, yeah, I got away with it. I turn around the corner and everyone's like, there he is! Shit.
Over there!
Yeah, they're all walking around the area up there. I mean, you can just about see on the mini-map that there are people. But for some reason they can't see like this big black figure just like whomping around the corner.
Hey, over this way! Down there!
Yeah, that was it. I managed to kill them all stealthily except for one guy, who very nearly kills me as I recall. Because I run up there and he's got like a shotgun or something, and I was like, I really, really have to. It is a bit annoying. But yeah, the canted sights, that's something that's been in a few Battlefield games I've never really used.
Damn it!
Is it good? Oh no.
Get in through there.
This is not the guy I thought he was. I'm obviously thinking of one of the other times that I tried going up this bloody area and nearly getting murdered. Yeah, no, there's guys out here like pump action shotguns and all sorts of shit that nearly mauled me to death. So yeah, this level here is an online level as well, and it's I don't know if I've only ever played it as the objective based level, to which downstairs in the very bottom of the basement there's a big weed farm, and you basically have to burn it down or you have to steal bags of weed and stuff, and that's pretty cool. Anyway, listen to these guys.
As of yesterday, I'm your new boss. But do you understand what that means?
What would you say if you were working a case and some asshole shows up and tries to take the credit?
I would say, let's talk about it. Huh? So, let's go do that. Shall we?
You just took a few guys downstairs.
So yeah, this section here is supposed to be unstealthily, and I think I attempt it, but I get about halfway through and just a typical muffin style fuck it up.
That doesn't even sound like house. He spent weeks getting that place running.
This is good for this section here. Like distract one, kill the other. Jesus Christ, he took a lot of hits. Well, no, he didn't take a lot of hits. I missed him a lot of times.
You need to follow Stoddard downstairs.
So this level's pretty cool actually. This is probably one of my favourite ones, but also this is the one that I mentioned in my GTA video that I've just put up before this. This one with a bit of a twist at the end of it. With obviously when you first start this game, Mendoza is on prison transport in an orange jumpsuit, ready to go to prison, and automatically I assumed one thing. I assumed that he was obviously undercover, and there's more to it than that. And it's actually quite interesting to find out from this one. I mean, don't get me wrong. As soon as you find out what it is in about 20 minutes time, you can be like, oh yeah, every other cop drama's done that before in some form, and it's like, yeah, it has. But, you know, it kind of made me happy that I didn't immediately know what was going on. You know, a lot of games are quite linear, and you know what's going to happen, because there's only one outcome that could possibly happen. And you sit there going, well, there's no surprise, there's no sort of entertainment to this, because I know what's going to happen. I don't need to even, like, I can guess. Like, I could literally not bother playing past this point. I could probably make up the ending as it is, word for word. Me and Vampire had this conversation about Battlefield 4, because he's played a little bit of the campaign on it. I don't know if he finished it or not. But I said to him, oh, what do you think happens? He just said it to me off the bat. He went, oh, this. I went, spot on. You know, me and Purple discussed about Witcher 2. Purple thought Witcher 2 was quite straightforward, because although Witcher's a very big game, and I'm obviously, as of tomorrow, I'll have Witcher 3. Like, I have it now, but I'll be able to play Witcher 3, and I'll record a bit. But it's a very big game. But the actual storyline in the game is quite short. Like, you can run through that game and complete the story within a matter of, like, 4 or 5 hours, probably. And it's only 4 or 5 hours because you have to do so much running around and stuff. So, I mean, yeah. Some games have that. This one, some people might have guessed it, some people might have not. I mean, maybe I'm just really dense. Maybe I'm naive and I should have known what was going to happen, but I didn't. And I liked that. I liked the fact that I wasn't immediately aware of what was going to happen.
You're under arrest. Okay, you got it.
He's so slow at arresting people, though. I'm in the middle of arresting someone here, and someone's staring at me. He's like, "I'm gonna do you." Like, I think I'll get. Yeah, it's this guy over here. I'm literally stood there. I'm like, right, okay, no one's looking at him like that. But there is. But you arrest them, and it's like you just stand there. No one's shooting. I'm like, am I alright? Is everything alright? No, now I put them on the floor. They're gonna start going the shit out of me. That's my bad, though. I mean, literally, you saw on the minimap, they're both looking at me, and I just ran out in front of both of them. You can only arrest like 1 or 2 people at a time, by the way. I think actually no, I think it's 3. Anything more than 3, and they all just pull their guns out and start shooting you because there's no way you can handle them all. Obviously you can because you're Nick Mendoza, game character, but realistically, if you walked up to like 3 or 4 guys, they're just gonna pull out guns out and shoot you because you can't get them all. And by the time all 3 of them are shot at you, you probably haven't even managed to kill one of them, unless you're good. Like Nick Mendoza with me on the end of him. Nick Mendoza is the best Nick Mendoza if the shifty muffin is handling him. Wah wah. Toot my horn. This section does take a while though. This is the thing, right? I record these videos so that I can share with you what's going on. I'm going to talk a little bit clearer now because I realise I'm mumbling. I'm like, yeah, fucking way. No, I'll talk a little bit clearer actually because I'm slipping. I sit here doing these videos and I want to talk to you about what's going on, but I don't want to leave massive gaps in the game. I don't want you to just sit there watching me run around, not interacting with you. Because I've got plenty to talk to you about, but there's a time and a place. You know, obviously, no, I've like my rambling videos that I do every here and there, and I'll start every now and then, here and there, I'll start talking about just what I'm doing with my life. But I did that yesterday on GTA, and yesterday actually. That's probably one of the few videos I've actually recorded and then put audio, like, I recorded with audio at the same time. Because I started recording with my microphone on, and I actually did all that in one, which you can probably tell because my microphone's not calibrated properly, so I sound quite overdriven and distorted. Like you can hear that it's slightly staticky. He's dead. It is quite annoying trying to kill people in like an orchard of weed though. The weed orchard. Because obviously I'm trying to aim through trees. Well, plants. The worst part is, right, certain people can't be killed through these plants. Like if you try to do a headshot, right, and they're not particularly tall, then the plants are so dense that apparently they just swallow the bullet and it's like, for fuck's sake. Anyway, let's see what's happening.
Funny meeting you here.
Hilarious. Put your gun down.
How about I just holster?
Drop the goddamn gun!
Nick, let's just talk about it.
Nick, I'm following those ship packs in the van.
Negative. Do not engage them. Find out where they're going.
What the hell was that?
Nothing. Nothing to worry about.
Can't arrest me, we're both dead.
Shit.
Come on, Mendoza. Time to get the hell out of here.
Once again, you're thinking, what the actual feck is going on? Also, this is a good gun. I like this gun. But once again, I'm asking myself, what the hell's going on with this game? Why the heck am I so like that guy? I spent like the last like 2 missions ready to kill him, ready to hunt him down and kill him. Obviously, being the character I am, I'm a good cop, and I don't want to kill him outright. I want to see him go through the justice system. Justice will be served. But the fact that I'm not adamant that he puts the gun down, he's like, put the gun down. How about holster? Put the gun down. Like, fair enough, you said it, but you didn't actually make him put the fucking gun down. You just went on the phone. It's like, nah, don't worry, Khai, don't follow him. It's like, put the fucking gun down. You know, Khai can be a little bit lonely for a little bit longer. Silly, bloody silly. The attachment was I decided I had to pimp this bastard out before I got any further. That, if you heard that sound, I don't know if you did, but my controller that I had linked to the computer has now turned itself off. Because whilst I was recording this, I did start playing GTA 5. Because, as I said, I like playing that game. I'm just trying to literally get myself leveled up a bit further. I'm trying to get decent money so I can... Ultimately, I can keep paying for heists and that with my friends. Because assuming that everything goes smoothly, then obviously you put, say, 40 grand into a heist, you get like 100 to 200 back. Which is great. Or you get 300, I mean, it depends what you're doing. Like, you get a lot of money back. And it's a good investment. But that requires the heist goes to plan and no one dies or no one fucks it up. Or, up until recently, my internet connection was absolutely dreadful. So I'd be in a game, I mean, I don't know if Purple actually ever put it up, I'll find out if he's going to. But we were doing a skirmish on Dawn of War. Because, yeah, Dawn of War 1 is amazing and Dawn of War 2 is a bag of shit. I don't know why. It's really annoying that it's like that because I wanted to play Dawn of War 2 a lot. Like, obviously I played Dawn of War 1 first, but I went... When I found out about Dawn of War 2, I was like, I've got to play it, it's going to be amazing. And it just wasn't, it was just different. Too different. I might as well have been a different game made by absolutely 100% different people with a different fucking aim, because it's just, they've changed too much. It lost its appeal. So, back to Dawn of War 1, we were playing Dawn of War 1 the other day and I lost connection. I dropped out of his game, and he was there against all the hard bots and that on his own. I think he managed to survive in the end, I think he did it, but... Obviously, bad connection fucks up doing videos with people, or doing like recordings. More to the point, I say videos. I mean, it's the same fucking thing. Recordings, videos. But I mean, like literally recording as one. Because when you're recording with people, you have to record as one. You can't exactly get them to come back over to your house later on. If I couldn't do it with like say Back99 or Razer or anyone like that, because they live like 700-800 miles away. So I can't exactly just get them to come around and start recording a few bits of dialogue with me. So you have to record as one to capture what's going on at that time of the game. Because online, I mean, anything online, like things happen, and literally, surely he would have shot me in the head with a shotgun then. Like things happen at the spur of the moment, and things get said, things happen, and it's hilarious. It is. I mean, I shot a Far Cry video, and Vampire's girlfriend was watching the video, and just burst out laughing. I said, why are you laughing? What's so funny about that? And she went, I could just tell that at the time you were shitting yourself. Because what happened is this tiger started chasing me, and I'm like, 1 shot, 2 shot. I'm doing really precise shots to the head. It gets closer and closer, and I'm getting more and more desperate. I was like, I was just like, fucking die! I started shooting like erratically, trying to kill this thing. I watched it over again, like in that aspect, and I thought, that is actually quite funny, shit. And obviously, had I been recording my voice at the time, then that would have been hilarious, because I also, when things like that happen, I start like, I scream slightly. Like, I was like, no, 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 no! I squeal, I scream, I panic, I go, no, no, ah. I make stupid noises, all those noises, and a few more. You know, I make stupid noises, and that'd be probably funny to capture, but I just can't,
Mendoza, let's find your partner.
I can't risk recording like this. So I can't risk recording like that and then having to lose footage because I say something stupid, or I make a noise, or it turns out that my voice is really distorted, or indeed Mrs. Muffin might walk in and disturb me whilst I'm recording, and all you hear is a big bang on the door or something. But yeah, moving swiftly onwards because I've kind of waffled on that train for too long. This level, not too shabby. Though apparently my video, yeah, the recording's jumping ever so slightly. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it might be that someone's trying to get me to go into voice chat with them. See, my computer's not perfect. Like, it's a high-end PC. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got an i5 4690K in it, overclocks to 4 GHz constantly, which isn't anything special. I mean, the thing boosts to 3.9, but I've got it consistently going at 4. Just because I'm new to overclocking, I want to make sure that it's constantly going at the higher end of things. I've got a Corsair H60 cooler on it, which is more than enough for it, you know. I've got an MSI 4G Gaming GTX 970. My motherboard's just a generic Gigabyte Z97 motherboard. And I've got 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RAM. And it runs lovely. It's good RAM, it's 1800 megahertz RAM. It's not the best, but you know, it's good, it does the job. You know, I keep the thing clean. Right, I do everything I can to try and make sure it's quick. I mean, the motherboard is probably my weakest point for certain things. Like, I use the graphics on my fucking idiot. I use the Ethernet port on that on my motherboard, obviously. I don't use wireless or anything like that. An Ethernet port on my motherboard is just standard. It's good if you're like just browsing the internet or doing basic stuff. But if you're trying to do gaming, like high-end gaming, and you have a lot of bandwidth going on, then it's not going to capture, like, not all that gets captured. My speed is quite slow as well, because I'm also plugged into the wall. I don't know if everyone knows about it, but obviously there's those plugs that you plug yourself into the main socket, and you can plug an Ethernet port into, Ethernet cable into that, and then into the back of your PC. Then you plug the same sort of plug downstairs next to your router, or wherever, in a different location in the house, plug that in the router, and it essentially turns your mains electric circuit into a big network. You know, basically your house becomes the internet. And that's what I've got. Mine's a Devolo system. And it's called DLAN, I think. And it works lovely, but the thing is, with gaming, I think it's slow. I mean, it's really freaking slow. Like, whereas Purple, who's like plugged into the router directly, he has a brilliant connection. He never gets issues like that. That's what I do. But I suffer quite a bit, and I need to try and make it better, but obviously it's money. I didn't notice. Oh, hello. I didn't notice this though, the bit where like you put it on the floor and Zed's like they go to sleep. With little Zeds over their heads. It's so adorable. Yeah, little Zeds over their head like this is like Metal Gear Solid. Another game that I loved, by the way. I never got to play the first one though. I really wish I had, but when I got into Metal Gear Solid I was about 13, 14. I had a PS2 and I had Sons of Liberty. You know, it was there as a white case with like a clear plastic shell. And I thought, okay, I'll sit down and play it. I played like a mission here and there. I thought, oh, this is alright, I'll come back to it later. And eventually it got to the point where I did nothing but play Metal Gear Solid. And I literally went through every locker, I went through every little interactable box I could find. I liked Metal Gear Solid, it was good. I played Snake Eater and I no liked that one. Actually, I think I actually took 2 days off school when I was playing that one. My parents didn't let me, obviously. I lived with my grandparents when I grew up, and they both worked during the day, as you can imagine. My grandfather was a bus driver and he was a union secretary, so he had a lot of work to do as it was, and my nan was a nurse. And literally, I'd be like, yeah, cool, yeah, I'm off to school now, see you later. Walk out to get the bus, walk around the side of the house, come in the back door, back up to my room, and I'd hide under my bed playing a Game Boy Advance SP with the light on. And I'd literally lie on my stomach like that, like a commando, for about an hour and a half to 2 hours until they all went to work. Then I'd come out and I'd just play my game for the day. And I did that for like 2 days. And I played Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. If ever I say, oh yeah, at school I wish I'd done more, that's one of the things I wish I hadn't done. Because Snake Eater is amazing, it's a really good game, don't get me wrong.
Nick!
But ultimately, I reckon I could have done a lot more with my life had I done more at school. Little things like you wish, oh, you know, that one time. I'm not saying it as much, but I wish I hadn't done things like that. Because ultimately, what I got from that was just a day to play a game that I could have done any other time. I could have stayed in on a weekend and done that. And as it was, I mentioned this the other day. When you're at school, you're like, oh god, it's so hard. I go out from 9 till 3. Man, I fucking miss going out from 9 till 3. I go out from like 7 till 5, or I go out from like 11 till midnight, you know? As an adult, you do bigger shifts. Because you think, shit, I need to get more money in. I want to save up to get these things. And instead of me having to work like a dog for like months and months and months, you'll then talk to your employer, you'll be like, I want to work like a dog for long, doggish hours for as little as possible. Like as little time as possible. And so you literally just grind hard and you get stuck into it. It's miserable, but ultimately you get that material thing you want a bit sooner. Yeah, school, work, that, but we'll get off that one. Burger Solid was awesome, Snake Eater was awesome. I love Snake Eater. And then I bought a PS3 so that I could play Sons of the Patriots. And I've never been disappointed by Metal Gear Solid. I really want to play it. I didn't buy Revengeance. I need to play it at some point. It's such a good series. I need to get stuck into it though. I really need to get stuck into it. So I probably will, as I said, I got a PS4 now. I probably will get stuck into that in a bit. But for now, I need to just sort of finish doing these series with you. I've got these videos that I've been doing for everything. Hardline came in because I deleted my Far Cry 4 save. And yeah, what can I say? I mean, I'm an idiot. I deleted it. So Hardline started because I was trying to make up for that. I wanted you to still have a story to watch me play. Far Cry 4, I started playing that around about December, January for you as a series. And I still haven't finished it for you. I mean, we're probably about 70 to 80% through that game. And I've still not finished it for you 4 or 5 months down the line. We'll say 5 months. 5 months, I still have not gone through that with you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Jesse Cox is still doing his, but Jesse Cox is doing shitloads on his. Also, he has a lot more time than I do. Because obviously this is his job. This is my hobby, so whereas it's his job. And I'll tell you what, he's earned it because I love watching Jesse Cox footage. I'd say my favourite YouTuber currently is actually Boogie2988. Because why not? He's just the nicest, happiest man in the world. Right, he's a big guy, you know what, I support him fully with what he does, because he's just such a decent, genuine dude. I mean, if you haven't already watched him, or all you've seen is the Francis videos, I won't lie, at first I thought that Francis was all he did. Like, when I first watched Francis, I thought that Francis was a genuine fat guy, and someone found it funny the way that he overreacts to the games they recorded him. That I watched a video where he smashed up his Xbox and threw it in the road. Yeah, no, fortunately that's not Francis, which is cool actually. Also, that is Francis, but that's not the actual guy. I'm glad that Francis was a persona. But the guy behind it all, Boogie, nicest man. Like, I watch his videos, I actually walk away from YouTube videos smiling, because he's just a genuine bloke. I mean, I can't support him enough. TV videos, I watch him because obviously he knows a fair bit about games. Not saying I watch him for the entertainment point of view, because I don't find him all that entertaining. But I watch him as he's an intelligent person. He knows what he's talking about. Therefore, you can take on what he's saying. You may not always agree with it, but you'll understand where he's coming from and what evidence he has. Because he'll never say that. He'll never sit there and go, "This game is shit." He'll say, "This game is shit, and here are the articles of evidence I have to explain why this game is shit." He'll say, "Strictly, this is my personal opinion, but I believe this is an opinion that will be shared by most people because this affects all of us greatly." Or he'll say, "This is the long term, this is supposed to be the effects that it has on us." That there, I thought it was going to kill me, but thank Christ it didn't. So I mean, I like his videos. Jesse, entertaining, funny, enjoyable to watch. Boogie, nice, entertaining, heartwarming, you know? Also, how sketchy is this? Just scenery flying at you. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now, because we're approaching the end of the video, and I want us to really take in what's going to happen next. Because This episode threw me a bit of a curveball, so let's watch.
Well, Nick?
Sergeant Carl Stoddard, you have the right for once in your goddamn life to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
That's enough.
Everything you need to know is on here, Captain.
Let me guess. He started the drug war. Encouraged one crew to wipe out another until none of them was left.
None except his, sir.
Have a lot of evidence linking Nels to a rogue Miami detective, but it's all vague. I had a lot of faith that you would find the last conclusive piece, and you did. Thank you. What the fuck?
Hey, Nick, just so you know, I really appreciate you saving my ass back there. It's above and beyond, man.
Fuck you.
Nick, don't.
Khai.
IA is gonna find us
Motherfucker.
your apartment. $33,000, in fact. The exact sum that Nels moved in his last transfer, so the question, of course, will be, what did you do with the rest of it, detective?
What the hell are you doing?
Khai went to bat for you. More than once.
Why didn't you just take the damn money?
Is that what this is about?
Nick, we tried! I was so certain that we would find a place for you with us. But no. You're convinced that you're just one of the good guys, aren't you? There's no such thing, son.
So yeah, that's what happened. Threw me a bit of a curve, the bastards. So I mean, that was this episode, right? I'm going to immediately start playing the next one so I can start recording for you guys. And you can expect it in the next, what, 4 or 5 days? But for now, I've been Shifty Muffin. Hopefully you've been entertained. And thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it greatly. Peace.